Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Girls can't play tabletop. This is the wrong scale. This is not the correct scale to use in this game. Girls can't play tabletop. You must use minis made for this game. Speed paints are cheating. Wrong base. That is the wrong base. You're using the wrong base. That's the wrong color. That is the wrong color. These are how the rules are written. You must use the rules how they are written. The terrain is not the correct size. This game? You can't use proxy minis. You must use proper minis. You must own all books for this game. You need every book. Must paint the base. You need to paint the base. The base must be painted. Must use proper paint. You're doing it wrong. You're doing your hobby wrong. Use proper minis.
Gatekeeping is wrong. You mustn't gatekeep. Gatekeeping is wrong. You mustn't keep people away from the hobby. Gatekeeping is wrong. You shall be exterminated. Gatekeeping is wrong.
Fuck you.
Hello? Welcome! As you can see, Jerry is missing in action. He's actually still on his way home. I don't know if he will make it in time to join us, or if he even has the nerve after a full day of work to still jump in on stream. So, we're going to do it without him, I guess. It's not the first time. That will be not the last time, and we'll have a blast. Redverse, no, he's not in the pub. I'm pretty sure he's not. If he were, he would have told me, and then I would have said to you, yeah, Jerry is in the pub. Live with it. That being said, hello Demon Sub, Crispin, Redverse, Orinoco, and Dan Lee. I guess, where's my beer? Hold on. So, how's everybody doing? Have you all had a nice and relaxed start into your week? I had, more or less. Got a bit windy today, so bicycling is getting exhausting. Ah, this noise. Anybody seen the mini extravaganza from Atomic Mass Games last week? I guess potentially not. And yes, Orinoco, I just seen Marco go online, and I don't know actually who's Richard Herring, but potentially somebody else being more fluent in these things. Oh, Danley, that's always the best thing. Getting bit in the nub. A roll and write solo game. I know what a solo game is, but what is a roll and write solo game? I've never heard of that. Is that some kind of adventures book? Let me just grab some background music for us. Let's go Tavern? Dystopian? Oh yeah, let's go with this one. Ah, I see, Demon Sub. So it's a how would you describe it to the audience? Make your own dungeon as you go. Including monsters and rooms and everything else. Hello, Rumbly. Basically, it's not very much of a story inside. Thank you for subscribing, Ewok Kebab. I hope you're not overspending while buying all those tonks. And speaking of subscriptions, as you may have known, I've made a poll on what to buy from all this Twitch money I got. I got a few knickknacks I absolutely wanted. So, we got some black primer. Rough primer, obviously. Some white primer, which then makes grey primer. See, smart. Proper basis. See this? But this is just a little bit on top. I got myself the Frosty Grave Town Ruins. Yes. I know some people had asked for different stuff, but the city runes were out of stock, and yeah. It's still shrink wrapped, sealed closely, and it's already smelling like burnt wood. It's just amazing how this comes through the plastic. I guess it will be fine. Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, Demon, I also love the smell because I'm a not-so-secret pyromaniac. To be fair, the city runes look nice, but they feel like it's only so much on the table, and the town runes is a bit more scattery terrain-like, so potentially more fun on a Frostgrave game. But I don't know, since I haven't played the game yet. I'm pretty sure, Demon, you mean get Warren to cut me some terrain with his lasery thingamajig. Yeah, we had a bit of a discussion there. Speaking of Cromlech, Cromlech does really nice orky stuff too, and October is coming up. Anybody looking forward to that? Yes, Orinoco, that's exactly my thinking. It might be very useful to other fantasy-like games, and I'm guessing it would be too far off on the board with Legion or something. So what I'm planning for October is revisiting old orky stuff I've got laying around here somewhere, but still unsure what all to do. Ardently, if it doesn't spark joy, don't force yourself. Look at them and giggle if you want, but if you don't find it in yourself, if you're not having an inner orc, there's no point in forcing it. See, what I currently have to decide on what to do is I've started with this little bugger, which is the remnants of a Cromlech attack helicopter and some tanky bits and random assortment. A weird construction made out of parts from a Russian tabletop quote-unquote game from way back when. And the big chunker which is this beast. This needs to be spiced up a bit, dusted off, and potentially painted. Deadly, help me out. What exactly did Ben do? I can't seem to remember what he said about Gvulu orcs. The most annoying thing about leaving projects unfinished for too long is actually the accumulation of dust. I must have missed that. Or I'm just failing to remember it, which is totally within the realms of possibility. Also, currently we're missing a Ben in the studio, so that's why I'm guessing Jerry had to put in extra hours and is still on his way, hopefully. So, any idea what we're going to do? We could just look at another the dust proof of things called boxes. Yeah, the thing with those boxes, Orinoco, is they take up more space than the actual model. So if I cram them just in that closet behind me, I get more in as if I use boxes. Also, boxes need to be bought, and that needs money, so... And I really haven't found any boxes around here that are useful in a bigger sense. So, do we want to just have a little rambly talkly, or do we want to go to the project system? Because Jerry was so kind as to prepare a list before leaving. Though I need to preface that with I haven't looked at the projects until now and I have no clue what he selected. Projects, yes. Just tell me you don't like my voice or hearing me talk. That's fine. I'm fine by me. Bolt Action Aussies. Pachimega Finish, Carnivali, Moonstone. You have a bit of a much to do, Ewok. Yeah. Let's go down to the browser. Where is it? There's this. Hold on a sec. Somewhere over the rainbow. I need to use this. And we'll go here. Marveling at Crisis Protocol. Hold on a sec. I need to... Yeah, this is much better. So, Ugleb is on about his Crisis Protocol stuff again. I think we've seen this before. I'm not sure. Might be. Or it's just another Marvel Crisis Protocol. I like when people are painting their measuring devices. And in case you hadn't noticed, we now get a German version of Marvel Crisis Protocol after Shatterpoint somehow seems to have broken the barrier. I don't know if that actually is something that's has some meaning to it, but that's my take on it. I think Asmodee Germany has seen, yeah, people are willing to buy a large-scale miniature or larger miniature-scale game for skirmishes and shell out a lot of money, so yeah, now making them pay for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Really nicely done painting by Ugleb here. I especially like the window effects he's done. What do you call it? Non-glass glass effect? Hello, Toffee. Orinoco is basing Gaslands, yeah. Who would have thought? Yeah, that cutting mat has seen better days, I guess, but let's face it, it's a usable, expendable item for the hobby, so I guess it's fine? Quite a question mark. Now I need to watch out for what I'm putting where. Because doing all these things with just one monitor is hard. Yeah, as I said, the glass is looking very nice and the miniatures are clean and do have a very comic styly look, so I think it's par for the course. Maybe the bases could have used a bit more color, especially where there's metal on the floor. I think that could have used some rusty effect, but that's, I guess, nitpicking on my part. Excuse me. Yeah, Aglip, well done. I think course set done. Now need to get in some games and add some battle reports. That would be very nice. Thank you very much. Oh no. I lost count. Where are we? Oh! This is going to be a nightmare. I'm terribly sorry. After Ugleb's very poppy introduction to the Marvel Crisis Protocol universe, there's this one. 40k terrain by B.M. Huzza. That's an odd name, but yeah, we'll run with it. This looks like chrome black terrain all over, I guess. At least it's MDF terrain, and the colors are poppy, to say the least. Oh, lovely outhouse at the Orcs. Who knew that fungi needed an outhouse? TT combat terrain, so not chrome black. But still, very orky. I think orcs are one of the few races that actually lend themselves for MDF terrain. Because I can actually imagine them just using a big blowtorch, cutting out massive chunks of steel and then putting them on somewhere. Ooh, there's this hypnotic terrain of Tyranids again. This time not looking so much Photoshoppy, does it? Dave, hello. It's where the kids grow up. I'm guessing you're referring to the outhouse. This is a very, very nice set of terrain. Though you might want to dim the lights when using that. I feel if you use a laser pointer to mark line of sight or something, you could accidentally blind someone. Nice work, Mr. BM Huzza. terrain is always nice to see. Especially after last month. And the good thing about all terrain is you can't really mess it up. If it looks weird and wonky, you can always say to somebody, yeah, that's intentional, it's orc stuff, they just like it that way. And nobody can tell you you're wrong, because it's orcs. That's why I love them. You can just do whatever you want. Feel free to make it your own. So, Forging a Dynasty by Doc Denigan. He's doing large battle barges. The Doomsday Arc. I don't know why Jerry has put in here 40k. I think just to taunt me. But the paint jobs really are nice on this one. Just look at the stitching. That looks very nice. Well, what were the ones called again that carry or wear human skin? Flayed ones, I think? Flayed ones, yes. See? I know me, 40k. It seems like we've been here before. I wonder. Is it just me, or is the base looking like cocoa powder? Just like somebody's using for making himself a nice hot chocolate. Who knew that, what's their face again? Oh, God. Also, paprika could well be, yeah. For fuck's sake, why am I forgetting this now? Necrons, that's the word I was looking for. Jeebus. This is a day again where my brain totally goes bananas. Or Red was, I wish it was just the age thing, but I've always had a bad memory for names. That's why I was so happy that when serving in the military, we all had to wear name badges. That made it more easier for me most of the time. Can't forget a face. Hell if I remember a name. Mr. James Stockwell, welcome to the totally unnecessary and Jerry-less hangout. My brain is just fried. I don't know why. So Draconis is doing scarecrows. See, Shay? Scarecrows, not skeletons. Scarecrows. Anybody who's not aware of why I'm emphasizing this, go back, watch some Silver Bayonet videos where Shay and Jerry are battling the first battle. Though to be fair, I get why they are called scarecrows for this army, but they don't look scarecrowy to me. And that might be just down to the fact that a scarecrow for me is just some pieces of wood, maybe straw or hay, and old clothes, but these seem to have bodies like zombies, so really scarecrows? Or potentially not? Who knows? Be that as may, the paint job is really, really nice, and I love the color choices on these buggers. He's a friendly guy. Look how he's smiling and waving at the crowd. Hello there. Do you want an apple? Yes, and square bases. Minis on toast. He looks like he's just scaring some kids on a party going, oh, you're all very ticklish, are you? And there's a how-to, which is very nice. Some more butchers for the game of, what was it again? I'm not cheating, I'm not peeking. Kings of War Vanguard. I mean, just look at those beasties. And look at those. Yeah, it's not mold lines, it's glue lines? Gaps? Not properly sealed? What do we call it? Imperfections? Comments and answers on a postcard. Speaking of postcards, why is everybody saying send me a postcard and then nobody delivers a address to actually send postcards to? I find that quite annoying. How can we actually send postcards to you if you don't provide us an address? Looking at you, Yellow Belly Tabletop. Wankers. And I'm pretty sure they're not here. Because reasons. Playing games at the club or something. Oh, look at that nice. I haven't even seen that before. That's faces on his back. That's a cool detail. From the pure sculpts, I never had seen that. But picking them out and look, that's nice. If only they would have gone a bit more mold line removal-y. But that's a minor gripe. Nothing too serious, I say. Even though other people might disagree. Yes, Mr. Dragoni, sir. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Let's see. Hello, Jill. Welcome to the stream. Please have a seat and a cookie. Want some coffee? As we were just talking about the silvery bayonets, Doug the fuck is looks like he's playing a game of the silvery bayonets. Oh look, list building in the most literal sense. Oh, nice. Undead Skellybob shooty guys. Yeah, he really looks dead. He should take a vacation. Let's see, can I get this one in frame? Barely. The fellow on the left with the bright orangey hair. Who does he remind me of? Can't put my finger on it. Looks familiar, especially with the expression on his face. Maybe I will have a revelation later on. Oh, look at this nicely set up board. Trees, and even more trees. A bit of a graveyard. Question for the audience. if you are watching somebody explaining a game to you, is it necessary that this explanation is happening on a quote-unquote proper game scale? So, let's say somebody would play a game of Star Wars Legion on the skirmish scale, which is a 3x3 board. Would you actually need a 3x3 board for just rules explanation, or would be a much smaller section of a board be fully sufficient to just get a grasp of the core mechanics? So like a snapshot from a part of a gaming table. Reason why I'm asking this is I'm always thinking about doing a quote-unquote let's play for games I haven't played yet, so that I have actually the incentive to use rules and learn them, but I don't want to grab all my stuff and move it over to the kitchen. So I got my 90 by 60 in front of me, which I think could be enough. Yeah, Demon Sub, I think that's about what I'm thinking. Demonstration of the interaction, how do rules work, and not really having a full game on, but just some learning first baby steps. Yeah, so I might pursue that at a little bit later date, when potentially after October is done, because I'm guessing with October and the Terraintober, I'll be having my plate filled to the brim with stuff to do. And I really don't know if I want to do both. So maybe I'll just do one. So either October or Terraintober. Not quite sure about that yet, but it will be. I always feel bad when people do so much work for text, and I can't. I tried more than once. It's the same thing when Ben is writing his very elaborate, long articles on Beast of War, and I just can't get myself to sit in front of a computer and read paragraphs of text for some odd reason. Just I start to phase out. I don't know if that's a me problem or actually a problem of the media itself, because reading I do enjoy, but not from screen. Which is odd, because it's basically the same thing, but only a little bit different. Oh, look at this. Tiny green people and a big blue one with a door. Yeah, Demon Sub, I try to skim articles as well, but at that point, I always feel like I'm missing potential wording that's in there, or maybe just a complete paragraph that might be important to the story. And if you comment then with having only read half of the article, there's a chance that you make a fool out of yourself. So that's why I usually try not to be too specific on those, unless it's actually something I have a great deal of interest in, which is way too much for my budget. I wish I could turn my head off at times when it comes to nice, shiny hobby things. Yeah, but I think we've seen enough. This is going on for quite a long time more. Duck You're doing way too much, mate. Good on you. I feel this amount of documentation of a battle report should be deserving of a shiny golden button. Wouldn't you agree, dear audience? Let's see if I can get this straight this time. Yay! Spoodity Spiders by Mr. and Mrs. Lovecraft 2020. So when I seen this update today, or was it yesterday? Oh, yesterday, yeah. That's a fucking huge amount of spiders. And they look awesome. I mean, just look at them, all the creepy crawlies. Lovely, lovely spideys. Some vomiting trolls. Usually those are blue because they're river trolls, but I like them green. Though I still like the 6th edition trolls a bit more. You know, these big blue ones with a large hammer. Motley Crue. That's a band name I haven't heard in ages. And that looks like a plethora of varying degrees of orcs through the ages. Or goblins, rather. I feel the far right one is from Hero Quest. That's a night goblin. And the other 3 seem to be weird, wild conversions. And some more classic stuff with conversion bits. On the far right, that should be a lunatic. I love these metal bits. Speaking of metal bits, today I got confirmation about a successful Kickstarter sending me classic metal dwarves. Yeah, every old stuff from way beyond times is getting ridiculously expensive to get now. And please don't ask me why I backed dwarves, but I did. But most importantly, potentially because it was a very low funding goal. The miniatures look nice, and they're from a German manufacturer, so there will be no import fees or large taxes coming my way. So it's basically what I pledge plus €4 postage, which is fine. Not quite sure yet what to make of those because I actually don't play any dwarvy things, but maybe just use them as decoration for stuff. Excuse me. So, where's our next little bugger? And where's chat gone? There's... We will go and have a look-see at this one. Retro by Riksh. So, what is this then? Once upon a time, there were many metal miniatures that were played with nearly every day. Then, over the years, they were neglected and replaced by plastic and resin. Some of these miniatures never made it and ended up in the bin. However, some remained in parents' house. In 2018, these miniatures came back and were placed in Dettol and in the garage, and then forgotten until 2023. Oh, yeah. I mean, being a death hole for 5 years, I'm pretty sure they are very clean by now. He was from Paranoia. Dry brush palette. Chaos black. Oh, yeah, these are... Jeebies, that's ancient. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is Rogue area territory. Yeah, Rogue Trader. See, these are Space Marines with style and substance, and most of all, bloody flocking character. Sporks! Lovely space orcs. Oh god, Jerry, why did you put this project in here? I think I'll need a minute, and a towel, and a fresh set of pants. Oh, loving these. I might be seeing this wrong, but I think this one on the left, I have him somewhere. Or at least a miniature very close to him. The toll. Yeah, this is... I wish he would have taken a picture with them all still in Dettol. I'm pretty sure that would have looked amazingly gruesome and grubby. And I think even if he doesn't really know what to do with them, just having those will be nice. He should sell them off to pay his mortgage. No, don't sell those off. Yeah, I mean, let's be real here for a minute. Are we looking back through rose-tinted glasses, or did the miniatures have been actually better back in the day? With better being, did they have more character? Were they more personal? Were they more shiny? I feel like many modern miniatures just are, yeah, they're nicely done and the technical skill is high, but they lack soul. Yeah, suited to purpose. I think that's mostly what I feel, and there's something to metal minis that makes them more appealing to me personally. It's just the heft is part of the charm, I guess. And also, if you have seen someone converting a metal miniature and it looked great, there was a way higher bar of respect for that person, because it's actually, I think, harder to modify a metal miniature. Ah, those were the days. If we back then all knew what these miniatures would be worth once in a while, I guess we would have spent more on them, kept them, and sold them later, potentially. Yeah, plastic is a bit too smooth. It's just too perfect. It's the same thing with the with 3D render masters. They look really nice and crisp, but at the same time, they're just plain. There's no traces of somebody actually making them, other than, yeah, they're being produced. But let's not be in the past for too long. This is Gotham, and they are getting spooky. So Silver Bayonet again. Why is this a week late? We should have had this last week, I think. Though last week it wasn't updated, so I'm playing Gotham here. Nicely based miniatures. What the hell is that? A chicken? Man chicken? Oh, they don't look too healthy. Oh, those are from, what's her first? Bat Squiddo. For some odd reason, she's either I haven't noticed before, or she's now doing more Sunday morning coffee streams. So this is a beginning. It's a good beginning. Now you need paint. Turkey man. Yeah, he looks like a turkey man. Please do not do him with stuffing. Oh, Jill, that... You know what? Because of rain starting here too... I finally caved for airbrush primer. As Jerry has always been telling people to use a... airbrush for priming. Question for chat again. Since Jerry isn't here, I can't pick his brain. I need to pick your collective brains. I've only built one piece of MDF terrain so far, and I've used car primer to seal the MDF, which worked fine. How is it when using airbrush primer? Is it better to prime with something else beforehand, before using the airbrush primer? Multi-award-winning game Moonstorm. Well, how can you wreck minis by priming? I mean, I get if you're doing a final varnish and that ruins potentially the paint job. That I can understand, but priming? Just undo the primer and start again? Really? Army Painter gave you a hard day? I've been using Army Painter colored primers now for... I couldn't tell you how long. I never had any issues with it. Not once. The varnish sometimes gets me, but that's most of the time when I'm too impatient to wait for things to dry, or if the humidity is too high. And I've used multiple colors, so I used white, black, wolf gray, uniform gray, some kind of red. I see what you mean. I think I remember there was actually a bad batch of primers from Army Painter. Actually might be that you got one of those cans that didn't work right, because I shake them for 2 minutes and they work fine. Seal shellac. That patch from 23. I get it. Somehow it feels like some people really have a bad hand when grabbing a specific brand, and that's not just you having a bad hand with Army Painter, but other people having similar experiences with different brands. It just seems to be, I don't know, maybe it's a regional phenomenon? I don't know. Well, we'll see. I hope you get them primed properly. And I think I'll look if I can find the grape car primer. I still might have that lying around somewhere so that the MDF isn't swelling up. Enough talk about that. Let's go and see what other people are up to. Again, Gorham, I didn't choose these projects. Jerry did them, and this is a very brain bug looking like thingamajig from Kings of War. Quick and grotty, but there's no grot. Oh, terrain pieces. From curry powder to swamp. I like that. Is the wet effect still looking wet when it's dry, or is this just where it's freshly made? Ah, there's the award-winning Armada. Look at that. Beastly beast. But you know, what would have liked more about that miniature, because of all the brain? You could have gone with brain matter beige. A Games Workshop model? Who knows? Rain meta beige for the win. Oh, wrong window. Let's go back. Short interruption. Mind Screech. Yeah, I think using a Games Workshop mini as a proxy for another miniature game, that's unusual. Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? That people are buying cheaper models to use as proxy in expensive Games Workshop games. Might as well be. But then again, you don't like the Mantic one. Ooh. Don't let them hear that. How can one have spare models? I don't understand. Elmir is doing Dystopian Wars. No, this is a game. I'm not sure I actually would want to play the game, but I like the miniatures. Most of them. Not everyone, but most of them are really interesting. And I just love his French designed fleet. These King's colors are just amazingly eye-soaring. I mean, come on. Try hiding while being that shiny. This one, on the other hand, is actually has a decent fighting chance of hiding in some kind of mist and fog and not be seen in the first place. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, that doesn't look very nicely cast on the bottom side here. look, a giant skateboarder. Oh no, sorry. Roller skating. It's funny, there are so many games out there where I actually like the look of the models, but the game system really doesn't grab me. Either because I can't wrap my head around the rules, or because the lore seems just so boring. I feel this big robot guy would be much cooler without the head on top. Having a more Battletech feeling when the cockpit would be in the center of the torso. But again, that's just me and my personal preference. The pose absolutely screams, yeah, I'm rollerblading around here. Or ice skating. He's not flying, he's ice skating. That's why I'm sticking with. Oh, nice little flying fortress. But again, you're not hiding with that. But I guess when it comes to flying fortress, you potentially don't need to hide. Now that's a sight for sore eyes. And that's an amazing paint job. The glow on the coils, the effects on the outside, subtle color shifts and dirt all over the place. And I really hope this is a sticker or a transfer of sorts. If this is freehand, my god, what are you even doing? Yeah, the miniatures just look nice. This looks like the what's it called again? Thunderbirds 2, but on steroids. Was Thunderbird 2 the green one? With the drop down compartment in the middle, I think. And the funny thing is, this is actually one of the more realistic models, where the Russians haven't actually built chronoplans. So, hovering, flying seaplanes. Yes, very nicely done. And as Jerry would have said by now, we need a butt reporter now. Mr. Elmere, please. Yes, thank you very much. Come again. Let's see what's behind door number 3. Grey vs. Blue by Commodore Rob. I feel like there's a slight insurgence in tiny war gaming. Pete has been tempted by, I think it was 10 mil. And people are turning to 6 mil American Civil War and the likes. It's like some kind of flu going around. But then again, at that scale, putting out large contingents of men is just looking very nice. So I'm not sure if I would actually enjoy painting those. I'm really not sure. Especially since I'm not very much into my historics. and history is not my cup of tea. Not to speak, it's not even my cup of coffee. Is it satisfying? I can't... I guess if you want to be one and done, maybe, but... Here's my personal problem. If I start painting a single character, I really start losing myself in painting it, and I'm taking way too long. And then I'm having a troop of units I want to make, and then I'm just bashing colors on them and have them done within a short amount of time, and maybe a not so good paint job. I can't really see myself painting 6mm miniatures. I think I would go mental. Wargaming Lark will never catch on, says Tough Ears in a shocking reveal to the world. Well, I'm not saying it's harder or not easier, Jill. It's just... I think to me it feels like cheating. I mean, I could use just a big paintbrush to paint walls with and slap on 28mm figures and say, yeah, good enough, done. And there's paint on that. And I know I'm totally being a jackass now, but yeah, that's... People should enjoy their hobby the way they do enjoy it, and gatekeeping is wrong, people. Even if it comes from me. We have some more to go through before I leave you for the night. There's this one. This is by Night Runner, and he's doing a farm. Again, I haven't looked at this project prior to stream. I just went with it, what was in the doc. So again, shop practice, American Civil War for pennies on the dollar. 1 to 72 scale. Yeah. Sheepies and donkeys. And goats. By the looks of it. Our little cornfields. Not using teddy bear fur, that's a new one. But terrain, animals, don't we need some miniatures? Ah, see? Miniatures. Well, they are not that small. That's how you know it's a officer. He's on a round base, and that's why you need to shoot him first and put him out of his misery. A barn. A scratch-built barn by the looks of it. Nice. All these coffee stirrers. That chimney might be a wee bit big. Even with the new stonework on it, it's still a bit of a chunker. Union cavalry. He's a talented bugger in painting. I'll give him that. Here we have some details missing. This outhouse needs a moon, and this one needs a heart or something. Yeah, this is a nicely thing. I wonder if the if Pegasus Hobbies do a barn like that, or if that's just some random stuff. Hey, let's walk. One to 72 is 20 mil. Says Orinoco. So, yeah, I'm guessing he's right on that. I might be wrong, but I don't care. And let's have another. So this is a special one for one or the other reason, because this is one of the team. It's Shy and doing a Doomed project. Making a little spooky whatever that is. It has teeth, that's for sure. So it's going to be the friend of any dentist in the wider area. Cast and play on my mini factory. So it's an horrible abomination of 3D printing. No. A gas musky type. He wouldn't be far off from being properly used in Fallout, I think. This not so much. Oh, and we also get Lloyd shots. Let's go with the Lloyd shots. From behind, he looks a bit like a Napoleon miniature. Yeah, Mr. Shea, nice start. Now you need to get on with it.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
And hand action, yeah. Yeah, this was what Jerry had so kindly prepared for us, and since I can't be bouncing off of him, or rather he bouncing off of me and you lot and everyone, this is a bit of a short one. Almost 30 minutes, tightly scripted. On the plus side, I still have beer in my can. He doesn't need to add a battle report. Oh, yes he does. Nick, welcome! Raise your glasses. Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. I mean, I can be rambling on for any amount of time, but I guess you lot have better things to do. Or potentially better sources to listen to. Yeah, thanks, Nick. That's a you know, when you have an idea in your head and it just won't leave your head. That was in my head for several days, and I just needed it to get out, so I sat down for about, I think, 30 minutes recording the audio clips, editing them a bit, and then just slapping them in. I'm not sure if you can tell that Igo Yugo is bad. And I think it always depends on how the system is designed, actually. I mean, chess is the Igo Yugo system, isn't it? So why shouldn't it work on miniatures games? And to be perfectly frank, I don't think there's a perfect way to play miniature games, because all we are doing is emulating things that are happening in real time. Case in point, BattleTech. If you have in BattleTech a attack, the one with the initiative has advantage, but you're still all shooting at the same time. So even if your mech is getting blasted to bits, it still has its attacks in that round, except close quarter combat, personal melee attacks. Oh, my bad then, Demon Sub, if I got that wrong. Well, as long as the results from one turn from my Igo phase isn't keeping you from doing your turn, I think it's okay. The biggest problem occurs when you're playing a game where you can actually reduce your opponent to a piece of burning ashes just before they even can start doing anything. BattleTech is old, yeah, and I don't think the mechanics have changed very much over the years. And it works. There have been some clarifications, and to be frank, I think that the main reason why it still works is because they stuck to the hex grid system. There's just no discussion about what a angle is, where your facing is, etc. Yeah, Demon Sub. That it goes back to that story of the dude that what was he fielding? Some odd stuff that just plonked everything down and you just couldn't deploy, and yeah, sucks to be you. I'm pretty sure Jerry has that story ready to quote, but I can't remember the details right now. And the fact that that actually happened isn't even a joke. I don't think old rules actually mean a game's bad. Again, chess. How old are the chess rules? See, Nick, at that point, with the turnover rule in Blood Bowl, I actually do disagree, because it's a sports game, and if you take the real world example they nicked the game mechanics from, which being American football, if a player drops the ball, yeah, the other team gets a shot at it. Or football, if somebody is making a wrong pass and the opposing team is able to intercept or fumbles the pass, then yeah, all of a sudden everybody runs to the other goal. Yeah, okay, so there might be the finer details might be not being very good, but then again, it actually is called a game of fantasy football. And I think Blood Bowl is one of the games you shouldn't be taking too seriously, even if you're playing a league or something. It's all for the fun. And believe me, it's the biggest fun if your troll thrower is throwing the goblin and the goblin is scoring a one-turn goal. That's the biggest joy you can ever imagine. Yeah, I think there are many games where you can actually ruin the game for your opponent. But then again, might we differentiate here between competitive and casual play? If someone in competitive play is able to ruin my game just because he did a lucky draw on winning the initiative, then that sucks big time. Yeah, troll eats goblin. Happened to me also in the same game, but still was just awesome. James, that was the same for me for a very long time. I think the first time I played competitively in quotes was with a group of friends and we did a Blood Bowl league. But that was still some friends, we all knew each other and had some fun. And the next time I played competitively was with X-Wing once and then some Legion games. But that was at the very beginning of Legion where everything was still fresh and nobody had killed a meta or something. I think at that point most games start to suck for me if there's some kind of rule bendy meta thing where people are not playing units because they are cool, but because they give them the maximum damage output. And I feel those people have their own way of enjoying the hobby, but it's not for me. I rather sit there, play an hour or two, and have fun rolling dice, kicking minis around. And that's the fun part of our hobby. You can do whatever you want. It's not mandatory to play competitively. Problem is when the rule system is made to be competitive. It doesn't embrace some sort of casual enjoyment. See, when we take X-Wing for example, if you're not playing competitively, you just take ships you like. So one is playing Vader with a bodyguard troops of X-Wings, TIE fighters, sorry, and the other one plays Han Solo in his Falcon and Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing. Who knows how that ends? Could be catastrophe, could be fun. I bet somebody who knows the rules inside out can tell you who will win. Yeah, James, I guess that's a big drop of poison in the well. That's new players. If you have such people that are hell-bent on winning no matter what. I get that people playing competitively in a tournament want to win. That's what a tournament is meant to do. That's fine. But at a casual game, unless two people are meeting to try out their competitive lists, for fuck's sake, enjoy the game. WAAC Wankers. What does WAAC stand for, Mr. Rumbly? Win at all costs, wankers. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I don't know if they actually comprehend that it's not only the fun they're exploiting there, but also potentially harming the game. Because let's face it, competitive play is a nice piece of the hobby and is potentially driving sales to a degree. But in my opinion, what keeps a game alive is the ones that are having fun. And that's why games like the multi-award winning game of Moonstone are so in high regards, because they're fun. Yeah. Some people out there really do need to wind their neck in. Really, Danley? Such people exist? I mean, come on, if you know you're tight on time, who gives a fuck who's winning? And if you're only playing to win, then just don't play. Or start playing video games and cheat all you want. Bloody hell. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I'm bad at most games, and I lose most of them, but I still enjoy them. Please add another circle of hell for those people who are WAAC wankers. What would be a fitting circle of hell? Only play games where there is no meta to exploit. Fun lists always win. Something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting world. A floor consisting of D4s. I'd second for loose bricks of Lego. Oh, I know. Let them play on tables that is terrain only with books and cans and other proxies. James, I'm not going to repeat that one. That might get flagged. An eternity of painting. See, that's the thing. I don't think most competitive players actually care for painting, so they wouldn't care. Hello, Manufacturers79. Welcome to the late part of the stream. I mean, while we're on competitive hobby and people making the miniatures, what really annoyed me is when people pose their minis and models in a way that would min-max certain effects like cover in Legion. I mean, yeah, so now you did a very high-legged ATST that looks horribly stupid just to peek over terrain. Wanker. Maybe competitive play would be better if you were forced to use standees with exact measurements, how they look, how they are meant to be used, no deviation of anything. Just having like the like the what's it called, the Orc Dreadnought from Warhammer 40k back in the day, that was just basically a piece of cardboard. Just have that in a slaughter base and say, this is your miniature. Yep, that's a reasonable response as well, James. Oh, I know a very nice torture for the additional circle in hell. Make them rebase their army after each turn. Yeah, Demons Up, and Legion has started to use silhouettes for targeting as well, though currently only for troop units, so vehicles work differently again. No matter how you regulate it, people will find ways around it, so just it's tiring. Yeah, that would turn them sideways, potentially. Since we're all here, I think... Hello, Lemmy. Let me have a sip of Motorhead whiskey. Just a little one. Wet my whistle. One of the best birthday gifts ever. The gift that keeps on giving until the flask is empty. Cheers to you lot out there and all the ones that are having fun while painting, playing, assembling, and enjoying the hobbies with others. And all to those who are alpha striking and playing just for the winning part. Fuck you. Nick, I would pour one out for Jerry, but I think he doesn't like this. I guess this is an American whiskey, and he had a very stern opinion on the XLBS on that, so better not tempt him. I'm going to regret that in the morning. So, nice people of the interwebs that are currently live here on Twitch. Thank you for being here. But I feel I've burned my powder for today. I thank Jerry in absence for leaving the list of projects to look at. And yeah, it was not whiskey. I hope to see you a lot next week. And I'm pretty much forward looking to... Friday, when we will have hopefully again a weekender, even though it's going to be without Ben because Ben is on holiday for some reason. I don't know. I'm not with OTT. For as much as people might think I am, I'm not. I'm totally unofficial and I'm starting to sweat like a pig. Same time, same place. Stay vigilant and play more games. Goodbye.